Hi, good morning, Amruta.
Good morning.
How are you, Amruta?
I'm good. How about you?
Doing very well, doing very well. Thank you.
Nice to know.
Every time I must congratulate, you are always the first one to be here.
Oh, thank you so much. Means a lot.
Hi, Hanumant. Good morning.
Good morning to you too.
I like your display picture, Hanumant. Is that what is it? Is it Harry Potter?
Yeah, it is Harry Potter, the four houses of
Four
Hogwarts,
houses.
precisely.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Lovely. Love that. It was such a magical, wonderful experience watching Harry Potter. In fact, I still remember the first movie and before the movie, the book. It was all such amazing. We have Surya who has joined. Hi, good morning, Surya. And Akila. Aki, Akila. Yeah, did I say your name correctly? Akila.
Yeah, that's Akila. Hi,
Okay.
hi all.
Hi, good morning. So we'll just give a minute if anybody else is joining. Otherwise, we'll get started. So Surya, Akila, I think we are meeting for the first time. Would you like to share with the larger group a bit about yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Surya. I'm currently working in Bangalore as software engineer at IBM. Yeah.
Okay, great. And what brings you to the Science of Mind Club?
Okay. So yeah, generally I read some like you I read some books on before on psychology and in general, like the power of subconscious mind and those kind
Yes,
of. Also,
yes,
I listened to podcast by Joe Dispenza, if you know him.
yeah, yeah. He's quite influential. Yeah,
Yeah. So, yeah, I wanted to learn more about this. Yes.
brilliant, brilliant. I would say you're in the right forum and very warm welcome to this club, Surya.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and Akila, would you like to share?
Yeah, hi. I'm just curious about these topics. I recently started to read this Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself.
Wonderful,
Uh, yeah, so I'm just more curious to know more about these topics.
brilliant, brilliant, great. And
Uh,
you will get to find a lot of positive people who are interested into this topic of positive psychology, mindfulness. How do we kind of break the habits that don't work for you and set up the habits that work for you? So I would say, a very warm welcome to all of you. We are in the right forum with the right vibe. As somebody said, your vibe attracts your tribe. So long time back, I had this vibe of, yes, what if we get together a bunch of positive people who are focusing on the areas of, thinking mindfully and using the positive psychology. I'm a trained psychologist, although, but then I feel that there is a lot going on in psychology where we are putting people into boxes. I think that's an approach that never works. Putting people into boxes and calling them a psychological name, I think that's not helpful. What I'm more gravitated towards is a positive psychology, that how we can become a better version of ourselves than we were yesterday. Okay, so without further ado, I know that it's 5 minutes already up the time and we have all of you joining in on this Sunday morning. So again, let's get started. And as you know, the tradition in this club, we start with some positive quotes because we strongly feel that even one quote, one thought can change the direction in which we are looking. So starting with the very first one, which is about a positive outlook. So what you do today is important because you are exchanging a day of your life for it. Okay, so this is about really looking at that the change that you are wanting to happen in your life, the transformation, it is not happening on a particular day. It is not happening that, okay, when all the stars will align, or we will have a particular, the grace of destiny or grace of the universe. We can go by that as well. But what it means is that every moment, the bliss of life is unfolding. Every moment, the joy of life is unfolding. We have to just open up our eyes and realize that the day we are waiting for that change to happen, it is already there. There are so many people who wait for the circumstances to get aligned, but the approach that we want to have is that recognize the possibility in every moment, recognize that every day, because if this moment is gone, like we can say that this is a pro bono club, this is a free club, but you all are making an investment which only you can get back. And what is that investment? That investment is your time. That 30 minutes, 40 minutes that you're investing, that is gone. The day of life, if you plan not to live it mindfully, that day is gone. So in a way, we can say that yes, I can just let it be and enjoy the life the way how it is. That is also very, very fine, absolutely okay. But spend your life on and spend your time, most importantly, on those topics which will bring more life to the moments. Yeah. So that is the first thought that I want to align, that this is an exchange. This is an exchange of the life. This is an exchange of a day of life. Let's spend it more mindfully. This Sunday can be a day of creation for your better version. Okay, so that's the first thing that I want to share. And the second thing is all about deeply connecting with our feelings, deeply connecting with things around us. I don't know when was the last time you went to a tree and kind of felt that, what is the story of that tree? I stay in Bangalore. In Bangalore, there is a tree. I think it is 150-year-old tree. Such a gigantic structure, I can say. And it has a story. It has seen multiple times. The tree has seen all kinds of climates, all kind of weather, but the tree is standing strong. So to me, it is a testament of hope. Whatever exists, there is still a hope in every situation. There is still, that connection, that awareness of our unlimited potential in that situation. So when you touch one thing with deep awareness, you're actually touching everything. You're touching the part of the universe, which can speak to you in multiple ways. So become all the more aware. That awareness is all what is about coaching. This is a series that currently we are doing here, and we keep on bringing new topics. There'll be soon we'll be doing some question and answers as a free flowing session once the series gets over. But then it is all about increasing your awareness. See, your life will expand or shrink in proportion to the awareness that you have. That's why raising your awareness is the first step of personal transformation. Okay, so that's what I want to share on this one. And now this is about helping. This is about extending your hand. Long time back there was a social media post that what is going wrong, and people are making a reel and posting about it. And there are people who are looking at things and they are saying that if something is going wrong, instead of me making a reel about it, let me extend my hand and let me support. So it gives me a lot of pain the moment I open up any browser like MSN or anything. The first five news that are coming these days are bad news of somebody uh, facing a personal crisis, somebody giving up on life. All of those things are existing. And in news, especially if there is something good happening, that never becomes a news. Only bad news is reaching us as news, is becoming viral. I feel let's stop it. Let's take a pause here. And this is what I also decide, and this is also, I think all of you who are connected with these topics will sooner or later find out that there is a lot of power of just kind of extending your hand, and even if you can't be of help, you can be a good listener to that person. So I would say that help begins not with fixing, but with deeply sensing. What we are sensing is that the world around us is changing. It is becoming all the more, lot of anxious, ambiguous. There is a term VUCA world: volatile, uncertain, changing, ambiguous, all that kind of thing is happening. AI is kind of further adding to it. AI is adding deeply into it. But can we connect with each other more as human in this world? And this is where can we offer that hand? It's not that you have to be, really arrived in life, or you then only you can help anyone in any situation. And I feel the positivity in this group for sure, because you are the ones who have taken that step, that let me kind of invest on my learning. I think that is one of the first steps on becoming a better helper, becoming a better person, becoming a better listener to your friends. Okay, so I think that attitude of kind of supporting and sensing is one of the key that we have here. And it's about connection, that if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want yourself to be happy, practice compassion. Okay, so at the core of what I found, even after reading a lot of psychology, NLP, things like that, that all these disciplines were based on some deeply rooted concepts of, um, Indian origin, I can say. Okay, and there is a lot that India has to offer to the world, and this is what I strongly believe. So, like some of the psychological concepts at that time, they were directly a derivation of what the Indian scriptures used to say. So that compassion is a very powerful concept, even in Hinduism, in Buddhism, and ancient traditions. And if you look at, and I'm not saying that follow a particular religion, but whatever is good in any religion or any science or any way of thinking, let's adopt that. So compassion, for that matter, is a great practice. There is a scientific research that says that when you are practicing things like mindfulness, compassion, your own level of stress, your own level of anxiety will come down drastically. Okay, and all in all, what it means is that it increases the quality of life and the span of life. Okay, so this is the important insight that I want to share, that this is not just a woo stuff. It is not just that we are just sharing it. If you practice it, you'll find that there are immense benefits that it can give to you. And last but not the least, this is like a fun way of starting our day today, that today is going to be a good day. Yeah? Have that belief, and start your day with that belief. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can, and that is the belief which can make any day a good day. Any day can be a good day. Okay, so let's get started. A very warm welcome once again to the Science of Mind Club. This club, as you know, has been kind of inspired by two people. One is a Vietnamese monk called Thich Nhat Hanh, and another is a leader of coaching worldwide, Marshall Goldsmith, my mentor. And it is my vision of kind of sharing whatever I've learned from these stalwarts and many of my mentors, and paying it forward rather. Okay, and 30 to 40 minutes we connect on every Sunday at around 10 a.m. And maybe we'll increase the time in future or change the date as per the benefit of all the club members, but this is what the current schedule is. And the topics, as some of you have already figured out, that we are deeply interested into human psychology, deeply interested into how we can become better. And it's a pro bono initiative. And maybe in future, once after, let's say, you have read few books and you like something, and maybe you want to share something, I can have that passed it over to you as well, where you can also share with the club members what interesting you have learned. That in a way is about collective growing, collective sharing. And that's the whole ethos of this club, that we all grow together. And feel free to join us, feel free to extend this to our like-minded friends. And I strongly believe in the power of association. The more we stay in positive vibration with positive people, the more positive results we get in our life. Okay, and if you're still curious, I'm currently working on my website. I'll share that with you pretty soon. And it will have a lot of resources. For the last 10-15 years, I've been just collecting resources, and you feel free to share it. Okay, so I'll share my website link in the coming weeks, and let's stay curious. Curiosity is the starting of learning. Now, coming to the topic for the day today, there is a whole series going on that how do we adopt a positive mindset, pick up the right skill set and the tool sets on self coaching. And there are 16 such classes which has happened, just 30 minutes. So maybe if you have not caught up with them, you can just catch up with them over a day and you can listen to all 16. You can just do a binge learning, just like we watch Netflix one after the other. But what will you gain out of this journey is, I would say, four things. First, how do you set up a goal that works for you in your life? That is what we have spoken about. What are some of the skills for setting up the right goals? Coaching yourself. You may not need external coach. You may not need somebody, from another space coming and coaching you. No, you can do it all by yourself. Your higher self or your higher ambition, like we have seven of us on this call. So Akila 1.0 can decide that I become Akila 2.0 or Amrita 2.0, or I don't know, CDG, maybe you have to rename yourself using the three dots. Okay, Devang and Hanumant and Surya, we all can decide basically that what do I want, what do I want to achieve, and what will be that 2.0 version of me, and that becomes my goal. So that's the first step. The second step is analyzing your options, analyzing your reality, and is analyzing that what exists around you, how you can have a very fair understanding and go deeper, that yes, if this is my goal, how I can be better, what is my current reality, what are the hurdles that I have to overcome. So that's the second thing. The third thing is, then you see that where lies some of the ideas that I can put into action. Okay, so it is about understanding and analyzing your options, seeking feed forward from, let's say, your five friends who are really, really trustworthy, or five mentors, or some people you feel you look up to, that okay, they can give me a right suggestion, and you list down all such ideas, and then you choose to implement one or two of them. You take micro action. So this is, in a way, I would say that I have summarized the journey so far. It is about setting up the right goals, starting with the right mindset, then picking up the skills along the way, so that you analyze and be aware of your situation in a more healthy way, and then you find some options, that on some ideas to implementation, and you weigh these ideas that which one of this will be better, and finally you go all out and you implement, you do a daily action, a micro action of some sort. This is the framework till now. Okay, so even if you catch up with the classes still here, and you're able to pick up certain questions, every session has a question that can help you to go deeper, you will be in a very good space. But what I will be doing now in the next five classes, including this one, is I'll tell you that whatever can be the game changer on this journey. Okay, so my job is to remove everything which is like an obstacle for you getting to your better or a higher version. Okay, so that is my goal, and the next five classes are very, very important, and they can be just gone through as a standalone as well, because the ideas are absolutely inter mixable. I can say they can be mixed anyways, but the next five will have the essence of this entire journey, is what I can say. Today we are going to get into what are the pitfalls in the journey. This is very important, where your mind will cheat you, where your mind will kind of, every time you think, "Yeah, acha, theek hai, I'll become a better version of myself and I'll implement this goal," but you find that, oh, there are certain ways in which you are falling back. So I'll share those today. Then we'll talk about leadership, which is a key topic to me. I believe we all can be leaders in our own space, in our own hearts, in our own lives. And how do you do something called as a self appraisal? I think somebody joined us from a multinational. Every year we do a appraisal when our boss says that, and there are goals that are important to company, yeah, to the organization. What I'm starting with the belief is that, what if we start to do a self appraisal for ourselves? Yeah, what if you start to hold yourself accountable every year or every 6 months, and you start to look at your goals, that where you're progressing, where you're not progressing in life, I think that can be a powerful system, and we all can be a CEO of our own brand that way. Nobody else externally has to push us, but we become the CEO of our own brand. So doing self appraisal. And I'll tell you the secret maybe in the session 20, that how did I get, or how did I get the blessings of so many amazing master coaches around the world. It's just one simple technique: follow up. This is what I'm going to talk in the 20th session. And last but not the least, any kind of a success is only holistic, can only grow when you only pay it forward. That is one of my strongest beliefs. So we will have a session of how do you pay it forward. Okay, and that's a very powerful law. Okay, so let's get started. Today is all about pitfalls, how our mind is trapping us, what can be the traps. And I'll tell you five such traps. Okay, there can be more. And if you want to make notes, please make notes, but be watchful. The idea is, when you are aware of these traps, like there was this old joke that there was this guy who was walking in the village, and he saw that there is a banana peel, and he's standing there looking at the banana peel. So his friend comes and says that, hey, what are you wondering about? And this fellow says that, yesterday I slipped on the banana peel, and now I'm looking at the same banana peel, that should I put my foot on it and slip on it again? So the only reason why I'm telling you that, yes, our brain can kind of, our mind works in multiple ways, guys. And whenever you are setting yourself on growth, these are the ways in which it will try to trap you. These are the pitfalls. Hey, by the way, what are some of the pitfalls that you have experienced in your life? You can use the chat window. What are those pitfalls you feel are there? You can let me see who is the most alert, awake, and alive person on this Sunday morning, who can be the first one to answer that. And there is no right or wrong answer. There goes Hanumant. Thank you, Hanumant. Hanumant is saying procrastination is a one big trap. Absolutely correct. Procrastination is there in our list. I have found it in many coaching sessions. So I'm also a coach, and I've gone and coached many people. Procrastination is the biggest dream killer. Thank you, Hanumant, for sharing. Amruta, I really appreciate your way of looking at things. You have a very deep way of understanding, taking things personally. Toxic circle, very very important. You know that is also there in our list. Amruta, if you would like to go off mute and share with the larger group, please feel free.
See, like in generally, what happens is not in context with any specific person, situation. Whenever you try to grow in life, right? So people, they have insecurities, fine. So they would point out each small, anything which goes wrong in your life or at professional work. So many times it happens as a person, I take things like this cycle I'm trying to change. I start taking things personally. So to be more professional.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that is a big one, Amruta, and friends, this is where we are learning from each other's ideas. Okay, like Surya is saying, viewing motivational content as progress. Correct. Now that is progress, not for you. If you are just consuming a content, watching a motivational reel, that is a progress for the person who made that reel. So I'll tell you very frankly, Surya, that one is getting inspired by these effects, of the motivational seminars and the courses. In 70s and 80s, there was a huge revolution of such kind of content. But I'll tell you what, there are only very few people who can take an action. See, the system that I've shared on this journey of self-coaching, it is a very basic and a simple system. The problem with this system is that people feel that, array, it is, ye to itna simple hai, how simple it is, will it work? It definitely works, but it only works for people who are putting it into action, setting up goal, analyzing your reality, understanding what are the options, taking help from some of the mentors to evaluate some of those options, and finally making an action plan. So this is what kind of separates people, where somebody is just, we call it the soda bottle effect. They come up with a lot of fizz after watching a reel after, and then the fizz settles down. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much. Devang says can't control our own mind, so that is where mindfulness is a part of it. And Devang, very true. Whatever a good friend can do for ourselves, a mind can do. Whatever the best enemy can do for ourselves, a mind can do. And Akila says self-doubt lead to lack of confidence. Yeah, very true. Hanuman says laziness. Brilliant. So see, this is what exactly I have also mentioned on this, and you guys are already there. First is, let's understand the change will not happen by destiny, it will happen by design. Yeah. So just be with that statement and just absorb it. Change will not happen by destiny, it will happen by design. And who's the designer? Who's the architect of your better self, your better future, your better version? It is not somebody outside, it is you yourself. So the day when I realize that it's not destiny, but it is me who is designing my life, and when I sit with that journal, with my goals, with awareness of my current situation, my point where I am, and to understanding where I want to be and what is the gap and what can be the option, that is where it changes. Okay, now either you can do it all by yourself, you can call up your higher self and say that 2.0 version, can you come here in this particular moment, in this mindful awareness, and can you guide me? And then you take help of your inner guide, or there can be a catalyst as a coach who can guide you. So that is the first one. The second pitfall is really dangerous. It is called over commitment and burnout. Now, while the first one is where people are just sitting and waiting for the destiny to do its magic, second one is where they feel that they are all by themselves. Now these are the kind of people who will face some sort of a burnout. See guys, always I say that mindfulness and understanding the reality and understanding your situation is all about awareness. The more aware you are, you know where to increase the flame, where to decrease the flame, because that's how you make the right dish. you know if you are cooking, if you're into cooking, you know that you cannot put the flame very high. So it is about understanding that we have to lead our lives in a very holistic way, balanced way, and never overcommit, never burn out. Many people just burn out on their ways to success. Okay, don't do that. Third thing is being a perfectionist. I only accept it in the way when it was perfect. Perfect is the enemy of progress. So don't overthink, don't be perfect. Okay. The fourth one, big one again, lack of feedback. You are doing it all by yourself. You are not connecting with your resources which are around you. There are people who are ready to help you. If I ask you this question, write the names of 5 people in your life who will be ready to support you even if you call them 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm sure there will be people who will have at least bare minimum 5 in their name. There can be people who have more, but at least for all 8 of us, there will be 5 such guys. So these are our trusted advisors, these are our friends, these are our confidants. Take feedback from them. It's absolutely okay. As my coach Marshall Goldsmith, he says that take that input from your trusted ones. This kind of a input is called a feed forward. It's not a feed backward. It's called a feed forward. Okay, so with that feed forward, learn to take that feedback sportingly. Long time back I used to have this delusion that Brahma has created me in his own image, and I don't need any feedback. That time my growth stopped. So it's not that everyone has all the answers. I don't have all the answers, to be very honest. So who will be those people who can give you certain answers? Yeah, Amruta says that one thing I have noticed that at times I really work very hard, at times that doesn't work. Overcommitment leads. That's a brilliant point. Overcommitment. Yeah, yes. See, you have to be very mindful, and sometimes there is this there is this thought that I got very very interesting. Sometimes less is more. Less is more, Amruta, and slow is fast. Okay, so we all can learn from each other. We all can bring ourselves fully to this discussion. So learn from the feedback, learn from each other. Another killer in on the way to progress is slow momentum. There is no action happening. Somebody already mentioned that there's so much slow thing. Momentum is the biggest killer. If people are in high momentum, like in India, there is a whole startup revolution happening. People don't know what to do, but there's so much energy in those teams. I, in fact, interacted with some of those startup founders. So much energy that it conquers all the other shortcomings of the team, of the leaders. They are just gaining a lot of outcomes because of the momentum. So, for your goals, have a regular momentum in place, regular cadence in place. Have somebody as an accountability partner who can partner with you on this journey. Okay. And I want to leave you with this question. Okay. So, whenever you think of these pitfalls, it is a way of reminding us that they exist and we have to do something about it. If you know that there is this banana peel there, and if I don't get rid of it, I may fall again, or if there is a stone in the road, I have to take care of the stone, then only I can drive on that highway. Do that. Take cognizance of that. Do something about it. And a question that can orient us towards action is this simple question that I want to kind of share with you. Very, very simple yet powerful question. See, this is the beauty of this model that I have created, that it is very simple to apply. And again, the shortcoming of the model is that it is so so simple to apply. So if you take a question seriously, that one question and 30 minutes of reflection can bring you 10 times closer to your goal, 10 times closer to your better version. So take a note of this question, because understand that the biggest pitfall is believing change will happen just because you want it. It will not happen that way. It is always by design. And the reflective question that I want to leave you with today is, which trap in my self coaching should I release? Which is a recurring trap? Which is one pattern that I always feel? You zero down to that one pattern that is stopping your train to future. And as Marshall Goldsmith says, awareness of the trap is the first step out of it. Awareness of the trap is the first step out of it. So I'll not be able to say that, okay, this is the trap. You will be able to analyze your patterns. This is where I have, maybe overthought, being too perfect, okay, and judging, over judging. These are the traps. Okay, these are the traps actually. They are not the truths. And or maybe I have taken a lack of feedback. I was working in isolation. I was always comparing myself. I was always slow on the momentum. You decide, what has not worked for you, and maybe you take that inputs from those who are your trusted advisors, and that is where you will find the exact trap which is taking you on this negative spiral. And when you address that, you will get a lot of success, because the rest of the areas is where you're already doing well. Okay, so that is what I wanted to share today. I'll just take a pause here. Yeah, complex is not always better. Thank you so much, Anumant. Yeah, so one of my beautiful thoughts that I learned from one of my coaches is, any intelligent fool can complex things and make it complicated, but it takes touch of a genius to simplify. Okay, so yeah, so I'll take a pause here, friends. The journey ahead is absolutely exciting. We will do a proper Q&A, and I'll probably extend the duration of the session for that as well. once we are done with this series. And whatever you liked in today's session, share it with others. Take care of your parents, take care of your friends, and keep on learning. Learning is fun. Okay, so this is what I wanted to share with you. I'll be posting a lot of content on the YouTube channel, Self Mastery Zone, and I also warmly would like to extend a no um, a no commitment, free of charge call to anybody who is interested, where I can also be a catalyst to you on your journey. If you want to further bounce ideas, you just have to scan the QR code. We can block our calendars, our diaries. It's a 40 minutes uh, call that we can get into, and I can jam with you and I can exchange ideas and help you on. This is my way of kind of thanking you for showing up on every Sunday. And definitely, there's no charge to it. The only thing that I would expect in future is maybe you pay it forward. Okay, maybe whatever you are learning from this forum, you help anybody else in the future. I'm okay with it, because that is the fees that even my mentor like Marshall Goldsmith, he has taken from me. And yeah, so that's what I wanted to share. Thank you so much. Before we close, any final thoughts or any closing remarks from anybody? We can take that. Yeah.
So I have a I was just wondering. The thing
Hmm.
is that when in last session we discussed when you ask some questions to the universe, maybe
Yeah.
about anything, and it gives a reply. So
Yeah.
in today's morning, I was just asking in the context like my exams are going on. So I'm in a context of like mind that why are we so lazy and procrastinate when we know we have to study and we still don't do it till the last moment of time. And
Yeah.
then this sequence of pitfalls came in that whole sequence. So I am
Yeah.
I'm finding that the thread, the beads on the thread is very much connecting me to things, and I'm finding it very interesting to be precise.
Thank you, Hanumant. And as I shared, one mind blowing concept that I came to know when I started my NLP journey is this whole idea of trans derivational search. What it simply means is, and I'll simplify it, I don't want to kind of impress you with a heavy word, but I want to impress upon you that it is how powerful it is. And your mind is like Google, actually. Okay. And that's the whole crux of the self coaching journey. It will search and give you that answer in multiple ways. Okay. So when we say universe, when we say the higher self, it is actually your mind. It's your higher mind, which is all connected. Okay, for the last 2 minutes that I have here with all of you, I would like to thank you and recommend this movie. There's a movie recommendation that I'll make. This movie is called Lucy, Lucy, Lucy. And when you watch this movie, you come back, you let me know what did you learn from it, and you will see that how beautifully our mind is the center of everything. Yeah. So on that note, yeah, we will take another time. Watched, lovely. Okay, so we will have another session pretty soon, and we are coming to the end of the self coaching journey. And I hope that you are learning something. If you are learning something, do apply it. And if you need any help, just let me know. I can arrange a free 101 connect with you. That is also an offer from my side. And continue to become your better version. And don't stop learning, because life doesn't stop teaching. Okay, so on that note, thank you so much. Have a wonderful Sunday ahead. Have a nice day. Have a wonderful week. Cheers. Bye bye.